So lovely to be with all of you. Thank you for being here. And I feel very blessed to be invited to teach for the week of Hod and to have this opportunity to explore with all of you what is the meaning of Hod. Hod, splendor, glory, reverberation. I also saw humility. Excuse me. And we're going to have a very experiential evening, and you will even have an opportunity to spend some time doing your own beauty walk, whether it's staying seated where you are and doing a walk with your eyes, or whether it's if you we'll have enough time that if you're near a door and able to go outside, you'll have that opportunity. But first, by way of introductions, would love to know who's here. I want to invite us, I'm going to give us 3 minutes to do some journaling, just a free write on what is the meaning of beauty saves the world. And just whatever comes through is welcome. Keep the pen moving, or if you're typing, keep the hands moving and see what comes through. One more minute.
I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. No matter how I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. No matter how I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. No matter how I will believe the truth about myself.
I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I wasn't originally planning to play that song right now, but I want to share what came through when I did my journaling, because when I invite others to journal for a few minutes, I always take that opportunity to journal as well. And I notice that when I'm in groups of people with a prompt and a little bit of time, a kind of magic flows through. So here's what came to me. Beauty saves the world. Knowing that we are beautiful saves the world. For then we stop picking on ourselves. Seeking beauty opens portals to the divine and teaches about the preciousness of life, teaches us to cherish. If only each and every one of us humans were in touch with splendor, with cherishing, with Hod, love would flow through, the destruction would stop. So let's create a beauty movement. For now, we are a beauty minion. And since I don't know most of you, would love to invite you to unmute and share your name and where you're located. And if you are so moved to read either the whole piece that came through or one line of what came through for you, learning from each other about what it means beauty saves the world. And then we're going to go on an experiential adventure to explore that more deeply.
I can start. So, Elizabeth Cohen, I'm in Decatur, Georgia, right? We met, Kabina. And the piece that first came to me with that prompt was that the sense of beauty arises from a spaciousness and from awareness and having the spaciousness to perceive and to be truly present to what is. And then we can't, if we engage with that, we don't have the energy to do all the other awful things.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead. I'm Rick Stone. I live with this beautiful person next to me. And I'm also in Decatur, Georgia. And Decatur, Georgia, as they say here. I actually started my out life without beauty, and I kind of went on, what would life without beauty look like?
Mm.
Here's one line from it. But perhaps most of all, without beauty, is our barren imagination, the atrophy of appreciation, and the poverty of living without heart.
Wow. Thank you. Go ahead, Susan.
So I'm Susan Chaya, and I'm in Tampa, Florida. Here's Beauty Saves the World. Beauty is in the kind heart and gesture. Beauty speaks for itself. Beauty makes reality palatable. Beauty, beauty, how we need you to bless us with soft vision of a harsh world.
Thank you. Soft vision of a harsh world. Thank you. Baba Jean.
I just had cataract surgery, so I'm still wearing glasses. I'm not as articulate, I don't think, as others, but I just kind of did stream of consciousness. Beauty saves the world. This color yellow that flies into drink water from the blessed bowl, the Oreo. And today a photo of a mighty dandelion, all the colors from dawn to dusk, the black of night, from the burning into life and back into being buried back into the soil. What else is there but beauty? What else? The mysterious wonder begins us, that our breath continues us and bringing us to our knees and lifts us to dancing, all the world. Yes, yes. Every molecule and infinite moment is beauty.
Would you read it a second time?
I sort of, all right, beauty saves the world. This color yellow that flies in to drink from the blessed bowl of water, the Oreo. And today a photo of a mighty dandelion. And all this color from dawn to dusk into the black of night, from the burning into life, back into the burying, back into the soil. What else is there but beauty? What else can explain the mysterious wonder that begins with our breath and brings us to our knees and lifts us to dancing, all the world, yes. Every layered molecule, yes. And infinite moment is beauty.
Wow. Thank you for bringing us into an experience of Hode, of splendor.
It's just the way my brain works.
And I also just want to share when I often I love teaching spiritual writing workshops, and we have a rule that we are not allowed to make any commentary before we read. And so just because we don't want to influence that to relate to what comes through the page as though we've just received Torah, and kind of bring a spirit of curiosity to what's there. And just thank you so much for that beautiful experience through listening. I asked for a second time so I could really let it sink in deeper. Steve?
I took a picture of a dandelion today and I blew it up. And so it's just this one yellow, amazing flower. And they're so glorious to me, and people hate them. You know, they want to get them out of their lawns, and I just want them to be everywhere.
I'm in the same place as you. I also take pictures of dandelions. So finding kindred spirits. Go ahead, Steve.
Just a couple I want to share. It's difficult to be negative in the presence of beauty. Or when adding beauty. And then the other one, it struck me, rather than Hode, beauty took me to Tiferet. And then it was like, beauty saves the world, balancing, joining, truth, you know, the balancing of expansiveness with contraction, all of that whole direction I went off in.
Beautiful. Thank you. Dan.
Yeah, Dan from Maryland. I didn't write anything poetic,
So just
But
a reminder that we don't have to make a commentary about what we didn't write, but just if you want to share something there.
okay, I wrote down about evolution, holy evolution, that the world, the spirit is moving forward towards more complexity, more beauty, more perfectness. And that's beautiful. And also following up what Rick and then Steve said, is that there's something optimistic about beauty. It's very hard, like you said, to be negative or angry in the face of beauty. There's a sense of hope and optimism. It's inspiring. Some beauty can also be simplicity too. It's not just complexity, but it can be simplicity, but it brings out gratitude and appreciation.
Wow. And I
The
want to invite all of us to be listening with our whole bodies as each of us shares. And that, Dan, as you shared, I could feel like a softening in my heart. And it's like a presence that I rarely sense. And so this is just doing this, just the few minutes of sharing so far, of being together, has been transformative for me personally, and I imagine for many of us. So thank you. Mary Rita.
Okay. Turning around, mirroring, reflecting, lilac coloring petals, cuddling, hugging each other. Hode beauty, stillness, sukha peace. My gasping breath, awing gloriously, all creation wondering, keeping on, eternal beauty.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to share? Go ahead.
Well, actually, I want to share something a little different, which is based on the comment that you made after Baba Jean and then Dan about guidelines when you're writing workshops. Because I think this poem called Our Greatest Fear by Marianne Williamson speaks to it. I use this during high holidays, and we are all guilty of it from time to time. I'll share it with you as I read it. And it also, for me, resonates in the song, I will believe the truth about myself no matter how beautiful it is. And so all of this came together for me listening to every single word from every single person's mouth. Our greatest fear, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
Amen. Thank you. So the part of the exercise of what we're exploring tonight is how to embody with our full being Hode in a fuller, ever fuller way. Thank you. And now I even my heart is even more present here. Does anyone else want to share?
Oops, no, can't do it.
Is there something on? Oh, is it because you have two screens? Try the other screen. The song is I think.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So
Wait.
you can't see me. I'm here with Steve. It's Marcia. We're both in Baltimore. Um, Beauty saves the world. To appreciate what is beautiful may be an antidote to the hatred and ugliness that is trying to bring us down. To drink in the beauty in our world is an invitation to be truly alive, to appreciate the gift of this life and this world with all its glorious variety and colors and textures. Our poor beleaguered planet, our world needs to be saved from the harm and thoughtless actions of so many of us humans. May appreciation of beauty open us up to the gifts of this beautiful world that we've been privileged to inhabit.
And could you read it a second time? And maybe like a little softer.
Beauty saves the world. To appreciate what is beautiful may be an antidote to the hatred and ugliness that is trying to bring us down. To drink in the beauty in our world is an invitation to be truly alive, to appreciate the gift of this life and this world with all its glorious variety and colors and textures. Our poor beleaguered planet, our world needs to be saved from the harm and thoughtless actions of so many of us humans. May appreciation of beauty open us up to the gifts of this beautiful world that we've been privileged to inhabit.
Thank you. And also, if you want to just say your name and where you are, that would be wonderful as well. Gail or Myra, would you like to say hello?
I can go. Yeah, I'm Gail, and I'm in the Baltimore, Maryland area. I missed the prompt. I was detained from joining, and oh, sorry, I know. Skip that part. When I see flowers, they automatically remind me of joy. You know, even if there's just one little dandelion, because I have one in the middle of my backyard, it there's a brightness that I feel, and it adds so much to my day. And it's a strong reminder of my mom. I was thinking about her over the weekend, of course, and she loved her flowers and she would go out and tend to them so beautifully. So I'm really living her right now, her spirit.
And thank you for bringing in the connection with the ancestors through opening to beauty. Mary, did you want to say hello?
Hello, I'm Mary and I'm in Rockville, Maryland. And this is beautiful.
Welcome, welcome. So we're now going to transition. I want to teach you a process that I made up called beauty walks, and it may be something that some of you, I imagine many of you already do, but it may offer you some just kind of extra details to enhance your beauty walks. And this really, the process got kind of codified for me during the beginning of the pandemic, where I was that I imagine you probably each had significant things that needed to be shut down in order to adjust to living with the beginning of the pandemic. For my family, it was my son's bar mitzvah that was canceled. That was supposed to be in March 2020. And and I'm noticing there's tears behind my eyes as I just name that, of having to write a letter to our family and say, the way to care about each other right now is to not come visit us. And then it was Pesach coming, and I'm a rabbi, and it was my job to figure out how am I going to hold this family of ours together on Zoom. And I just wanted to sit on the couch. And what I discovered is, and you may recall, it was a glorious spring. If I could just get myself outside and take a slow walk around the block, within really seconds of being outside, all of a sudden something would draw me that would lift my spirits. And my spirit was revived. And I had known sort of about that, but all of a sudden, like, I really knew and understood that we have these portals to the divine that are waiting for us. And all we need to do is actually show up to receive. And there's so much learning. And I even have begun to use the language that there are times when flowers really beckon me. Stop, see me, take my picture. And there are times when I need to actually, like, walk by, like there's an encounter happening, but I'm on my way somewhere, and I need to, just as if there were the face of a person there, and I need to walk by because I'm late for a meeting, that's the same, that I have, like, these relationships are real. And so it's really a 3-part process, very simple. Number 1 is setting the intention. And the intention I set is, show me beauty. Number 2 is having a period of time when I move slowly in the world with only that intention. And what I developed is just a walk around the block, so I didn't even need to decide where I was going. Although if I was drawn in another direction, I would allow myself to go. But just being open to receive. So number 1, setting that intention, and as I shared, mine is just show me beauty. Number 2 is taking the walk without thinking too much, just being kind of present to what I receive. And number 3 is, I guess actually 2.5. If I carry my phone camera with me, if something really moves me, I take a picture. But I try to wait till I've had the experience, that I'm not, like, just going around taking but it's really something's moved me, and I take a picture, and then I crop it in a way that pleases me, and then I have it as a resource to send to people who I know need some love, or with whom I want to connect. So sometimes it's to a friend or a family member, sometimes it's to someone I'm supporting as a rabbi. So I have this treasure in my phone of these photos that have become a really important part of my communication. And then the third step is just to reflect on how has, like, really checking in with my whole body, my whole system. What has shifted here? So number 1, my intention, show me your beauty, show me beauty. Number 2, taking my walk, my slow walk. And number 3, just noticing how I've been transformed. And as I acknowledge that, I also bring in the picture taking as part of it. So here's the invitation. It's 8:06. I'm going to invite you to take 10 minutes now. Well, let's say till 8:20. 8:20, so 14 minutes. This is your time. You chose to come on a Wednesday night to this class. And generally when we come to classes, we're sitting in front of a Zoom screen for that time. And I'm going to invite you now to leave your Zoom screen, set a timer, just check in. And for this time, you can stay in the room you're in and just look around, which is and just have a beauty walk with your eyes and just be open to what you see. Or if you're nearby the outdoors, you can go out and take a slow walk and see what is revealed to you. But just this is your special time, and I encourage you to make sure your phone ringer is off so that you won't be interrupted. And just be open to what you might receive. And check in now, just how are you doing? Like taking your emotional, spiritual temperature. And then when we return, we will have the opportunity to just 5 minutes of can we do a one-to-ones just one-to-ones to share about what we noticed, what we observed, what we're learning about Hod and about splendor and how we open to it. And also I invited you to bring a scent. And so before you head off, you might also nourish your sense of smell. And part of the reason I wanted to bring this forth is that this is breath is a really direct connection to the divine flow. In the creation story, the second creation story, God breathes into the human being to give life. And that also we learn in the texts about the sacrifices in the Mishkan that it is that reach nichoach, this very special scent, that's like a primary communication with the divine. So also, it's different ways of awakening. So 10 minutes, and I wanted to share just a piece of a verse from Psalm 104, and also invite any kind of reflections from me. I would love to hear a little bit about your beauty walks, but Mark, if you can put up, perfect, thank you. So this Psalm 104, and I believe this is part of the, in the prayer book, in the morning prayers when you put on your talit. You are clothed in Hod and Hadar. And then the next verse speaks about you are wrapped in a robe of light. So that invitation to reflect on what does that mean to speak to the divine and say, you are clothed in Hod. And so, actually, you know what, I'm going to change what I'm going to do a little. I'm going to invite us to just take 3 minutes back in our journals, and then we'll have a few minutes to share with words, and then we'll count the Omer. So give us 3 minutes to just reflect on your beauty walk and to reflect on what is this invitation to the divine when the divine is wearing Hod. So what does this mean for us? Hod v'hadar lavashta. you wear Hod and Hadar. Hod v'hadar lavashta, 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 oh, Hod v'hadar lavashta, Hod v'hadar lavashta. We can take down the screen, and we have a question here that came in. Is there a difference between Hod and Hadar? Really good question. And I am not a scholar of all of the various words that mean beauty and splendor, and but I do want to mention that the word Hadar makes me think about this term hidur mitzvah, beautifying a mitzvah, and the most well-known example of that is you want to get the most beautiful etrog. That if you're going to do a mitzvah, to do it with great intention, and that when we are celebrating the divine, to get something extra special. And hidur mitzvah, I put on this beautiful scarf that a friend brought back for me from Italy. So I want to actually share what came through in my writing. I was quite stunned at what came through just now. Hod v'hadar lavashta. The world in its splendor is divine clothing. Sometimes the divine undresses in a moment of intimacy. There must be consent. We must approach respectfully, gently. We must slow down. So I'm curious if we have a few minutes left, if anyone would like to share what a phrase or what came through in your writing, or just a final reflection. Yeah, Dan, and then.
So in my walk, I went outside, I looked at the trees and the leaves blowing in the wind, but I also heard the birds and the It's crickets. And that was beautiful too. And so I was understanding that beauty is not just visual. It's all the senses. Beauty can be poetry, music, sounds, all of that, and nature. And I came inside and looked at some artwork that was beautiful also. Um, and I noticed that during that whole time, I was simply in reception mode, receptive mode, not analyzing, thinking. I was not in my head. I was just appreciating and taking in. And that I needed that.
Mm.
I needed to get out of my head and not have words and just experience and take in um, beauty and all that. So that's for me. And just the word enjoyment also came up. And again, it goes a little bit to what Rick and others were saying in terms of being hopeful, optimistic, not being pessimistic. Or it's hard to be pessimistic or negative or angry when you're in that mode.
Wow, thank you so much and it's just how beautiful that you gave yourself that gift of being in receptive mode for that period of time. And it's also just to notice how it was really just a little more than 10 minutes and how much can happen in a short period of time. Thank you. Mary Rita.
DeBarty.
Mati.
So, yeah, I'll start with what I wrote just now. And I saw the divine garment on me.
Mm.
And then I go back to the first picture I took on the walk was I got drawn to a mirror to look at the goddess in me in the mirror, and I grabbed this scarf because, well, I love orange and there's like a rainbow, but orange is also Hood's color, so beauty. But then I could hear the birds outside. So then that's when I went outside. And our group, we talked, like we touched on touching and hearing and seeing, it was just all the senses, and that was God's garment. And it was something, that you can touch and you can see sometimes, and sometimes you can smell it. There's a scent to it, and it was wonderful. And we have all those senses too, because Hod lives in us, Shahina lives in us, is us. We are.
Absolutely beautiful. Wow. So, and drawing this to a close for this evening of just acknowledging how much beauty came through, how much potential for transformation in slowing down and paying attention, opening to, and being a seeker of beauty. And that a reminder that this is a resource. Like I think what we most need is just that spaciousness and the reminders to give ourselves the gift of slowing down. And thank you for this beautiful journey and it'll moment of counting the Omer. Mark, did you want to say something before we count the Omer?
Yeah, someone asked, I don't know who it was, the difference between Hod and Hadar. And so one way that I remembered that I sometimes remember is Hod rhymes with Sod, and Sod is a secret or hidden. And so Hod might be understood as the hiddenness of the splendor within the Godhead. And Hadar is the beauty that manifests itself from the Godhead. And if we're so blessed, sometimes we can penetrate or be penetrated by both.
So you were saying the more hidden and the revealed.
Yeah, the hidden and the revealed.
And
Hod
Dan has a beautiful interpretation also. There's it's similar, but the beauty inside and the beauty in the world. So
Yeah,
actually
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think we need to count the Omer. Is that? And Elizabeth, if you want to stay on after for a minute, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. So is this, will that become big so we can all see it?
Oh, the magic, I can make it big.
Great.
That's Hadar.
L'Hashem yichud, kodesh brichu u'shchinte, hineni muchan u'mezuman, lekayem mitzvat ha'aseh, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, Sheva Shabbatot, Temimot tihena, Sheva Shabbatot, Temimot tihena, Hai dai dai ai ai dai dai dai, Hai dai 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 ai dai, Baruch atah Havaya, Eloheinu roach haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer, hai dai dai ai ai dai dai dai, hai dai 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 ai dai. Hayom Shnayim u'shloshim yom shehem arba shavuot ve'arba yamim la'omer. Today is day 32, Lev, the heart of the Omer, which makes 4 weeks and 4 days of toward the Omer. Netzach she behod. Netzach she behod. Endurance in the endurance that comes from exploring Hod, and that invitation also to make it a daily practice to open our awareness to Hod, and to and you have all been amazing teachers of the capacity of Hod to help us hold on to our well-being in the midst of whatever challenges we will be traveling through. Laila Tov.
Thank you so much, Reb Malkah, for such a beautiful night, which makes sense because it's the week of Hod.
A night of splendor. And I want to actually, want to read a few lines from Eddie Hillesum, who, if any of you don't know who she is, she kept a diary in the early 1940s in Amsterdam, a young Jewish woman living through horrors and also going through a spiritual awakening. And we have her journals. I could live with nothing but a pebble for a long time and still feel that I was living in God's great world of nature. I really did not discover that pebble until the afternoon on the roof in the sun. It came straight from the days of creation. And my amazement at my sudden discovery of so many eternities in just one small pebble has refused to die down to this day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.